4 o'clock, nice to have you as we turn our attention a little bit. I know tomorrow's the lottery. We tried this routine with the Red Wings and Connor Bedard. And, I will bring this up tomorrow in a longer format. If you don't think this stuff matters, you think we overdo it, well, there's plenty of good players. The Chicago Blackhawks have sold over $3 million in season tickets in the first 24 hours of not even having the player, but just winning the lottery. Why does it matter? Because we have a dead franchise that plays at LCA. The Detroit Pistons are a dead franchise. No direction, no future. There's no real way out. Not just no easy way out, as Robert Tepper once said, but no, there's legitimately no way out unless they get Wembanyama. But I wanted to offer something different. We'll save the lottery stuff for tomorrow. If you want me to believe, you have a clue. And you want me to believe we're going to start to build a brighter future here. You should already have been on the phone with Monty Williams. And if Monty says no, I'd rather be unemployed. If Monty says I don't like winter. If Monty says, Troy, enjoyed our time together in OKC, but your roster makes me sick to my stomach. That's fine. We talked about this with the Lions and Quinn Williams. Make the call. Monty Williams, let me just give you the reason. No, it's not because he coached the Suns and they made the finals. Or the guys, players help coaches too, I'm talking about who the guy is. Monty Williams is not liked around the league. He's loved. His players love him. Not DeAndre Ayton, but everybody else. Monty Williams gives you something to hang your hat on. Monty Williams is an offensive head coach. This backcourt of Cade and Jaden Ivey, it can't just be good. It has to be great. And there's no more qualified coach that's on the open market right now. Not unless you want to go down any more of Arn Tellum's former clients to interview. There's no more qualified coach right now than Monty Williams. If I'm going to put Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey, their compatibility or not, their complementary skills or not, if I'm going to put them together and give it the best chance of working, regardless of what happens tomorrow night, in whether the Pistons defy the odds, because the team with the worst record hasn't won this thing under the new format, and land Victor Wembanyama, Monty Williams is the adult in the room. I don't believe you're going to go out and hire some no-name assistant, or even worse, some has-been college coach in Kevin Ollie, and have a future. Now, can it work? Well, sure, there's always going to be an outlier. But the Pistons are the roughest rebuild in basketball. It's a dead franchise. There's no fan base, there's no interest, there's no intrigue, and there is a roster that looks like it was designed by Jackson Pollock, just throwing paint at the wall. Monty Williams, to me, he had reportedly 3 years and $20 million left on his deal. Make it 5 at 50. Here's $10 million a year. Bring some credibility to my franchise. Bring a respect to my franchise. You have a Troy Weaver connection. You have a guy with a resume. You have a guy whose skill set I think is going to be needed, because we have no idea if Cade and Jaden can play together. But if anyone's going to be able to bring that out of them, of the list of nobodies you've interviewed, it's Monty Williams. And again, if Monty Williams goes to the Bucks, I'm not mad. It's a better team. It's the chance to coach Giannis before he goes to Miami. It's a chance to win. Not mad, but make the call. And I'd have this buttoned up before the lottery. And if I'm Monty, I probably don't sign before the lottery, because this job with Wembanyama is different than this job without. I'm just making a point to you. I don't really freak out about coaching hires in basketball like the other sports. I think basketball, more so than any other sport, you got to have the horses. Other sports, you can fake it till you make it a little bit. Baseball, you can play the analytics game and cheat the system. I think hockey, there's a way that you can't be untalented, but like you can play a specific style that keeps you competitive. Like, look, the Islanders for a while did not have the talent, but they were this defensive dynamo team, the Barry Trotz square suit era. You can fake it till you make it. Football, I think you certainly can. Now, you need dogs to win it all, but you can win. In the NBA, there's no faking. You need stars. You need dudes. But this is a rare moment where I'll sit here and tell you that from a coaching perspective, do I think Monty can be a net positive? Yes. Do I think he comes without fault? Of course I don't. Do I like that his team got butchered by 50 by Dallas in a Game 7 last year? No. Do I like that his team looked lifeless in Game 6 this year and the Nuggets put 83 on him in the first half? No. But I also think he had a collection of dogs. DeAndre Ayton is a dog, and that's not a compliment. I thought Kevin Durant was a dog in Game 6 this year. Not a compliment. If the Pistons want credibility, yes, they need players. But if you have any hope that if a mid-range player is looking at option A and option B, the separator sometimes can be, who the hell am I playing for? And Monty Williams is a guy that has a rep in the league, and it's a good one. I understand the lottery's a way bigger deal. I understand you guys probably don't even give a damn who Monty Williams is and couldn't pick him out if he delivered a pizza to you tonight. I'm making a point to you. These will be the only couple of days this summer until free agency we get to talk basketball. I wanted to mix it in. I have a very strong opinion on this. I want Monty Williams. I want this organization to have a plan. And I'm sorry, but Pete Lee, Bert Lee, Butch Lee, whoever the hell you're interviewing, Jaron Collins, stop. Go and get what you would consider a brand name. Go and get someone that would provide credibility. And David, I swear to God, if you don't pray for this, I'm going to be so pissed. If we are lucky enough to get Wembanyama, who else would you rather hand the keys to? Some nobody or Monty Williams? And again, if Jaden and Cade Cunningham blossom, I'd rather have the guy who's dealt with the egos, like a Chris Paul, like a Devin Booker, like Kevin Durant, than some nobody. And again, is it a silver bullet? No. There's so many problems with the Pistons. I'm saying, how do you get up off the floor? Hire a real coach. And Monty Williams is the only name I've heard that intrigues me. The only. 248-539-9797.
Yeah, I'll say this. The minute I heard that Monty Williams was fired, I said I would love the Pistons to go after him, but I didn't really think that it would happen until I remember the connection with Weaver in OKC. But here's another connection that I think matters, and I know I hate the guy. Everyone on this show knows I can't stand him as a player.
Such a strong word, Kenny.
But it's Chris Paul. Can't stand him. But Chris Paul is known that when he was in New Orleans, he's known around the league to say how much Monty Williams helped him when he was a head coach there in New Orleans. And what he did to help his game take it to another level. It's one of the reasons why he went to Phoenix, why he accepted the trade to Phoenix, was because Monty Williams was there. He's well respected. What do we have here in Detroit?
Guards.
We got guards. We got point guards here. Guards that need the direction of a Monty Williams. If he's done it for Chris Paul, yes, it's a perfect spot here in Detroit for him to do it. All we have is guards.
Well, and again, David, it comes down to, you have to make an investment in your franchise. So if Milwaukee's offering 6, you got to offer 10. You got to basically bribe this man to come here and coach you. I mean, look, I don't want to be blunt about this, but I'm going to. The sad reality is Tom Gores shouldn't have a say in who coaches this team because Tom Gores doesn't know anything about basketball. But unfortunately, you're going to have to get on the plane and go do the command performance out at the Beverly Hills mansion for the owner. If it was up to me, you'd have Troy Weaver go out and hire the damn guy. I'm building this roster. I know who I want cooking the groceries. I'm hiring him. But that's not the way of the world. Tom Gores signs the checks. So this is what's got to happen. I have no idea what Tom Gores does and does not want. I just don't care because he has no acumen. Like what owner in basketball, David, do you entrust with basketball decisions? Like what owner? Like I think the Celtics have good ownership. Ask me if I give a damn what Wick Grossbeck wants. The answer is no. You leave that to your basketball people.
That's what you hired him for. Go get this man. I mean,
what's Tom's opinion? How about I don't care? How about DGAF?
See, and I guess that's what my problem was when the news came on. I'm like, but you're right. Just go get the guy. It doesn't matter what the owner. Just
all right, David, of the list of names you have heard, name me one. And I think you bring up a fabulous point with Chris Paul. It's fantastic on your part. It is a connection and an ability to get the best, not only offensively, but out of the guard position. What are the only two things we have? And do we know if they can play together? No.
We don't, and we can figure it out with Monty because he knows guards so well.
This is where you find out if Tom Gores is serious about it. And if you pick up the phone and I'm listening to a Shams report and the Pistons offered 5 at 50 and Monty said, GFY, well, I'll live with it because you tried. I can't knock Tom Gores and the Pistons if they try. But don't expect me to care about hiring, Bruce Lee or whoever the hell this guy is, or Jaron Collins or Kevin Ollie. I mean, you may as well go hire a guy who owns a car wash.
And Troy Weaver set the offseason in motion the minute he sent that letter and said how important the offseason is. Well, if you don't make a phone call, you're right. If we have no report of a phone call to Monty, then throw the letter away.
Show me the phone call. And obviously tomorrow night, guys, I hate to break it to you. The Wings have outs. They didn't have to win the lottery. You don't. You don't win this lottery, there's no escape. This is the only thing you can do this offseason that would be transformative. That would be impactful. That would be a complete paradigm shift on how you're viewed both locally and nationally. You got about a 14.5% shot of changing your franchise's future. Because if you don't, there's really nothing out there. And please save me the Scoot Henderson truthers. I don't want to hear it.